every single day on YouTube for the month of April. And yesterday I didn't make it. But listen, do not, whatever you do, do not count me out because I am serious about progress over perfection. And guess what you're going to get a chance to do today? You're going to get a chance to hear, but too bad you can't see. You should join the next 40 days and 40 nights. You're going to get a chance to hear the behind the scenes. And maybe I'll turn the camera around a couple times so you can see who is gathering. All these entrepreneurs from all around the country, they are participating and growing their business, and it is such a good transfer of information. So we are working on our 4 P's. 40 days and 40 nights of focus, but we're not doing it in isolation. We're doing it as a community. So sit back and get ready to hear some of the information. And this is day 21 of 40 days and 40 nights. Let me just turn the camera around. You'll get a chance to hear from Michael Damon. This is the last day of positioning. So let's go ahead and get started. Recording in progress. Enjoy.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my final day here for positioning as we've been going through in 4040. We've covered a whole lot of stuff in the past 10 days or so, but I know all of it is going to be very useful for you while you're on your journey and you're thinking about how you can position yourself as a personal brand or as an entrepreneur for your business so that you can either attract clients that want to do business with you or partners who want to be in business with you. So today what I wanted to do as we close out is just share a couple of words of encouragement with you. I know that we're also going to go around the room and have some people share some feedback about some wins that they've had. And also, if you have any questions or if there's anything still kind of brewing for you during this session from positioning that you feel like you just need to share, you need to say, any questions you want to ask of me while you have access to me here in 4040, this will be the time to do so. Okay. So every Sunday I send an email out, a newsletter. My newsletter is called Bond to Build. And I like to send it out on Sunday nights because when I used to work full time, Monday through Friday, I always used Sunday night to plan for my week when I was working part time, or as they say, the 5 to 9. So I still,
Hi, sister.
I have not been fully
you should be on here joining us.
For a decade, still have that Sunday night. I love that time because at that time my daughter was young. She would be asleep. I would have peace and quiet. There's nobody calling me. There's nobody emailing me. Like, it was just a very distraction-free time. But for me, that's the best time for me to write. So one of the things that I've been doing over this past month is gearing up for more writing. We talk a lot about marketing and posting on social media and making video reels and all this stuff. But I've been studying different ways to create content in a more efficient way. And that way that I'm starting with now is writing my newsletter every week, which I send out on Sundays. So if you are subscribed every Sunday night, I just write a letter to all my entrepreneurial friends to kind of get them inspired and something that they can use that I've learned for the upcoming week. But what's happening now, and you'll see on my social media all this week, you're going to start seeing posts that I create that are posted every day. So I just made one right before this call. And this is a strategy that you need to consider, and I would highly recommend thinking about, because oftentimes when we sit down to make content that positions ourselves, we feel like, what do I say this time? What do I talk about now? Didn't I talk about that before? And you struggle with all these things about what to say, the order to say, should it be a video, should it be that? The strategy that I teach people inside of my 100K coaching program is simply to make one piece of content. And I know that one piece of content can be repurposed 14 different ways. So if you're not familiar with my repurposing strategy, I do have a video on my YouTube channel. Go to We Merge Media YouTube channel, search for Michael Damon, and there's a video on there that shows you how to repurpose. So that weekly newsletter that I'm going to be sending out every Sunday becomes my content for the week. Nice. I don't have to sit there and think about what to talk about. I'm going to simply talk about the different points that I made inside my newsletter. So the title of the newsletter that I sent this week, I believe my headline at the top was "Stop Playing Small and Start Building Like You Believe in the Gifts That You Carry." So I want you to think about this. Let's say you're my target
Hey,
audience. You're a solo
like the
entrepreneur
information. Thank you
working through
guys.
your
Please consider
business, feeling a bit
subscribing.
overwhelmed, feeling like there's
What you're
all this
doing
different
is
stuff that I need to do,
experiencing day
knowing that you have
21
something
of my
inside of you
group
that's going
coaching
to be great
program
if you
called
can
40
just
Days and
figure the
40
pieces
Nights
out.
for
That's the
solo
person that I'm speaking to.
entrepreneurs.
I build systems and provide coaching and consulting for those people. So if you are that person, does that headline resonate with you? And that
Please
has
like the
not, that
video,
headline
consider
resonated with me
subscribing.
because I remember being in
Thank
that
you for the
place.
like.
I remember being in that place where I doubted everything that I was doing, wondering should I go back to work because it just ain't cutting it. Like all those feelings and emotions. I have been trying to figure out like how should I be positioning myself right now because I know people know me as a graphic designer. They know me as a website designer. They might know me as a automation AI. Like I have all these different gifts that I carry that I enjoy and that are helpful for other people. But then what happens is people only know me for that specific thing that they may have encountered me with. So what I'm doing now in positioning is repositioning myself. So even though I'm talking to you and teaching you, guess what? I'm doing it too. I'm going through positioning again because as your business grows, you're going to need to reposition yourself. You're going to need to figure out what's the new guiding light for you. And the new guiding light for me is to take what did I do and what experiences did I go through when I was making this year, working with people to help them get through that transition. So the positioning thing that I'm talking about is really deep work. I know on the surface it looks like it's just about doing promotion and marketing and making sure I look good on video and making sure I
Hi,
have a good
Susie.
headline and I'm using the hashtags. But it's so much deeper than that because in order for you to get to the point where your messaging is really going to
Hi,
resonate with the
Susie. I'm
people
just
that you
giving you
want to
guys a
attract,
behind the
you have
scenes
to do some inner work.
glimpse at the group
And that inner work
coaching
and that
program I have
dialogue that you end
that's
up having to
called 40
create
Days and
about
40
yourself so
Nights.
that
So
you can
thank you
then
so
talk
much.
about yourself
Please consider
confidently with other people,
subscribing and
that's
like
the
the
work.
video.
So the strategy that I'm using right now is really going through that. I'm giving you the behind the scenes about the stuff that you're going to see on my social media platforms. Those are the stories that I'm telling. Those are the experiences that I'm sharing because I know that those are the things that the people I can help the most. Uh, those are the people that I want to attract. Those are the people that I've been in their shoes and I can help them go from point A to point B by following from my lessons and the things that I've had to do. So I'm hoping through this and even just from this short spiel that you get a good chance to really see how powerful and how important it is to invest the time and the energy in positioning yourself. Okay? So I'm going to go to the comments. I'm going to pause right there because I just unloaded a lot on you. But let me go to the comments real quick, see if there's any questions or anything that people have. Let's just take a look real quick. Love the topic. It's real. Closeout's been 10 days. It's been 10 days. Can you believe it? All right. All right, cool. Toya said that this message is on time. So that's what I want to leave with you as we talk about positioning. I know that there's a whole lot of other stuff that I could go into, how to do this, how to do that. We were going to focus on YouTube. We touched on YouTube, but I also gave all of you an opportunity to join me inside of my YouTube for Beginners group. So if you want to continue to get that support that you need to build up your YouTube channel, highly recommend you go there and join that group. I have pre-recorded video that you can follow, a guide that you can download, everything that I've taught the people inside that program who are here inside this 4040 with their new YouTube channels, making their new videos. If they did it using the same information, you can do it too. All that stuff's inside there. So let me know, is there anything on people's hearts, on people's mind that they want to share while I'm here with you before we go into the part where Carmen's going to have some of you answer some questions and share out? Michelle Peavy?
Yes, thanks, Mike. How long will we have access to that group? As long as we're still in 4040 or even after, or?
You're in there. I don't have an end time to it. So once you get in there, you're in there. I will say it's going to go from free to paid at some point, but it's not
Okay.
my focus this quarter. So, but it won't kick you out. Anybody that's in there is going to remain in there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good question. Any other questions or comments that people have? Something they've learned about themselves as it relates to positioning? All right. I see Joanne.
We have Joanne on here from
Hi,
Canada.
everybody. Hi, Michael. Just to tell you, it's wonderful. The product, it's really simple, understandable, applicable. Like, I just wanted to mention that. Thank you for your work.
I appreciate that. It's always good when stuff is digestible. So I love to hear that. Sometimes I do feel that I'm might be kind of in a point where I'm talking about it where people may not get it, but to hear that you got that and it's manageable and digestible for you, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing that, Tracy.
And Mike, hi everybody. Mike, you know how I feel about you and your health, but I have, I just, for anybody who's hesitant to invest the time, it is so worth it. I'm just looking at where I was a year ago to where I am now, and just seeing the growth in the process. I never in a million and a half years would have thought I would have had a YouTube channel. Then after you set it up for me, I never in 2 million years thought that I would have loaded any content on there. And just to talk about the growth, even though how I measure and how I've been looking at my growth in terms of ranking up and that sort of thing, it hasn't happened as fast. But what I have understood is that my journey is my journey. But
That's
people
right,
are
Tracy.
recognizing my position. They're watching. I was
Yes.
at an event yesterday and bumped into people that I've never known before, but they are following me on Facebook, and they recognized me and spoke to me. And so people
Nice.
are watching and asking questions. So it's the seeds that we plant by
Yep.
the work that we do up front that's really going to help us have that position that we desire. So if you're sitting on the fence, stop sitting on the fence and hop on this side.
I love that, Tracy. And what Tracy is really making a good point about the importance of consistency. You think that people are not watching, but they are, Tracy. Thank you for sharing that, because one of my sayings, where's Lanisha? I bet you she can finish my sentence. Just because they're not liking Lanisha.
Doesn't mean they're not looking.
Yeah. Yes. So we got to give them something to look at, y'all, and remain consistent. Okay. Michael, we got Wani next.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, Tracy. Before we go to Wani, let me just say real quick too. Um, Tracy said a couple things that I think is really important, especially as I feel like social media is going through like this transition, a shift. She talked about how she measures her success. She's not relying on the likes and the rank advancements and all
Wow. That's
those
good to
things to be
know,
the
Kim.
indicator whether or not she's doing the work she's supposed to do. That's key because a lot of times the work has to be done and you have to get better at it in order for you to start seeing the outcomes that you want. So don't feel because you don't have the likes, the shares, the views that the work's not valuable. That's a vanity metric. That's what we call a vanity metric. They're
That's
numbers.
good.
They don't necessarily are. They aren't the bar for how successful you are. The better you get at doing the work, you'll start see those numbers increase. But you have to also question the importance of those numbers and don't get too wrapped up in them. The other thing that I'll say too is that it does take time. Positioning is very heavily reliant on personal development. So a lot of times we
That's
feel
good.
like I'm doing all this stuff. Why aren't I seeing the results that I want to see? But what about the growth that you might be going through internally and the way that people are seeing you? Tracy talked about people recognizing her and seeing her. She's positioned now in a way where people are going to start paying attention. So it's different putting the message, putting the post up, asking people who out there wants to do this, who wants to do that, when you have some authority and some position and some confidence, versus when you're just saying it and there's nothing to back it up that people can see or believe in. So I wanted to share that. Why?
Yes, thank you so much, Mike. I think each time I 40 I always learn something new about myself. And again, this is the YouTube channel that I have just to really stay consistent with it. And although I have not posted anything yet, I have finally reached 50 subscribers. And I'm now
Yay,
able to go live,
Wani.
even though I was going to pivot and do StreamYard with AJ. She said on my StreamYard for me some while ago. And so I'm just now ready to execute it and stay consistent with it. And that's what I just have to do and do the work.
Awesome, love that. Yeah, StreamYard has its role. The beauty of StreamYard is you can go live to multiple places, and that's the part that I love about it. I love the studio design that you can set up your scene. I'm gonna get back into my StreamYard game too, so y'all be surprised if I be rolling out a StreamYard workshop because it's been a minute since I've been using it, and there's all kind of new stuff in there. So that'll probably be coming too. Consistency, I'm seeing in the chat. That's the game. That's the name of the game, and that's one of the things that when I did that blind spot challenge, I know that's one of the things that he called out on me. Like, yeah, you've done all these good things and helped all these people, but like, how consistent are you in that messaging and letting people know that? So you're gonna start seeing that stuff show up in my content more, in my newsletter. I'm gonna follow the results because I agreed with what ChatGPT told me about my blind spots, and you'll see the execution of that throughout the content that I'm going to be creating. All right. Biggest hurdle, yeah, it is one, and it definitely is, and consistency doesn't just for me. I know it shows up in many places in my life, so it's not just the way I show up on social media, but my when I'm sticking to eating habits, if I'm sticking to walking, like I see it as a consistent problem that I have in different areas of life, and I'm gonna do my best to tackle that. Carmen.
um you know that saying that how we do one thing is how we do everything, and I battle with that because that I am a walking talking contradiction to that, because that is not me. I am relentlessly consistent with my Planet Marketing business. It's no days off. If I could take 20 to 30% of the consistency that I show with reaching out to my business partners, supporting people, posting. Like nobody can ever go to my Facebook and see that they see a day I didn't post. I just don't do that. Now, as I'm working with people like Joanne, Denisha, if I can get 20, 30% of that and constantly being inspired by Tracy and use that on my wellness and fitness, it's going to be game over. So some areas of my life, I am super consistent. I'm super consistent in how I maintain my living space. You can best believe you'll never come in my house after I've been up for 10 minutes and my bed is not made. Like I got these routines in this very regimented way, but what I'm working on in this season is my prioritizing my health and wellness. So, part of this journey as I move through this location free living and spending that time, every destination I have, I'm going to go deeper on focusing in on myself. I'm going to go deeper on prioritizing myself, because I know when I hear, and you guys have heard this, our health is our wealth. So it don't matter how much time I put in my business is at 62 if I'm not prioritizing my health, because I'm not going to have the ability to sustain it. So I just thought about that. And so I'm just really, really kind of reprioritizing and shifting some things. And you guys think about that also. So let's go into the shout outs. Let's go ahead and go into the shout outs. So, one of my shout outs that I want to do is going to involve four people real quick, and I'm going to get them done in a minute. Steve, I'm so impressed. Steve came for our Easter session. Steve, we asked, and he was so transparent. Steve, how often are you listening to the IMV? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, he said 1. I called to play. Steve, listen to the IMV. Let's communicate once a day for 5 days. He was on it. He responded. Kimberly. Kimberly, she did not even have the Planet Marketing app. She's already texted me this morning, and she has the app now. So now she got a tool. She's positioning herself to understand her business better. My next shout out is to Erica. Erica is relentlessly coachable. When I tell you her execution, all I can say is y'all keep your eyes out on Erica. She really going somewhere. I love her execution. And then again, my last shout out is to Denisha. It's so many people I could shout out. These are just the ones I'm picking for today. But Denisha, the fact that she took the leadership and she started hosting her own team meetings with her team, I'm so impressed with that. And then she scheduled a call with me on Easter Sunday to say, hey, here's a couple of my blind spots. Like, this is where I think I need your help. Like, she is just super, super coachable too. So who else is next that want to give yourself a shout out, or you want to give somebody on your team a shout out? Go ahead, Wani.
I'll go so somebody else won't go. I want to give myself a shout out for going for the nose. I got several pastors from me to come to their church and talk about what I do, along with being my team. I also want to give one of my newest business partners is in my organization. Her name is Sierra Adams. I do a follow up with all my team partners and my partners on Fridays because it's follow up Fridays, and I am so impressed with her. She has some issues with um, logging into her back office of IntelliTravel, so she did not let that discourage her, Director Corman. She didn't even call me. She just called right to IntelliTravel and said, "Hey, what I'm doing wrong? Am I entering anything wrong?" And guess what, you all? She just was entering the wrong password in the wrong areas. So she was entering her Planet Marketing into her Teletrap. That it didn't work that way. So I was super impressed. She did not give up. She just called IntelliTravel and they walked her through the process, and she was able to get to her back office. We was able to get her set up with her website. She was already on fire to complete her IntelliTravel's training. And she just said to me, she said, "Coach, life gonna be life, and things are gonna. I thought this was gonna be the end for me. I thought this was one working for me, but she said nope. She said I prayed. I said, God, you just give me the tools. This is I'm here for a reason, and give me the tools to finish this and get this correct." And that's exactly what she did.
Love it, Wani. That was an easy fix. Yes, yes, yes. She didn't give up. I love that. Teresa K, you're next.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to one of my newest business partners, Miss Deshauna Hall. She has been plugging in. She's here at 4040. She took on another challenge today and plugged into the Situation Room, which I'm super proud of her. But I want to give out another big shout out to two of my sideline sisters. Um, you don't want to see our emoji, I mean, not emoji, but our gift. We are Medea. Um, I can't even think of what it is. Elvira did the little picture of the three of us, and that is Elvira as well as Kimberly Simpson. The three of us have joined forces with each other, and we are launching something to help our team, individual teams, because we sound like partners, promote. So I'm super proud of the three of us for realizing that it's much bigger than us as individuals, and that we can come together for the common good of the planet and help those who are connected to us promote, see freedom, the financial freedom, the personal freedom, and time freedom. So, like I said, big shout outs to my personal team member, Miss Deshauna, for her growth. She's new in the business, as well as to my two sideline sisters, Kimberly and Elvira.
Wow, love it. That's what I'm talking about. The power of them sideline relationships can make all the difference in the world. Thank you so much, Teresa K. The fly coach, Lanisha, take it away.
Hello. So really quickly, I just want to shout. I'm always gonna shout out my team because they over there booking and they doing their work. But the three people I want to shout out really quickly is Mike. Mike, I cannot believe it's day 10. I put that in the comments like, what? We're at the end. I feel like I'm just getting started and even thinking about YouTube. So shout out to you for bringing it back to my remembrance that I need to use and leverage the platform. And number two, I want to shout out Director Denise in her absence for the push, and you as well, Director Carmen, for the push with the lock-in on Saturday, because I had never attended anything like that. And I definitely needed that push, but Director Denise was not feeling good on Saturday. And so I just appreciate, you both making yourself available to the team for that. And then Director Carmen, I wanted to shout you out yesterday for that travel call, because you said that you're like, listen, this is not even my area of strength, but it just shows, like Teresa was just talking about, how the team comes together and can facilitate conversations and it be meaningful, impactful, and helpful for the team to grow as one. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lanisha. That was so good. Yes, yes, yes. Together we are all stronger. Yes, thank you for sharing. How beautifully healed. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and take it away, Denisha.
Hello,
Good morning, everybody. So I put mine in the little notes because I go on a tangent. But I'm going to start off with my shout outs. My shout out is for my business partner, Kevin. He's been amazing since day one. Hopped in, gets his training done, but he's getting ready to take his first cruise to Alaska. And just him being able to see the benefits of his business, of being able to go take a trip, earn the commissions that we do as an agent. And that's so exciting for me because he and I both have been on the business side of things where we were not earning commission. Know about the business, but we were not earning commission for it. So I'm super excited for him with that and his open mind on building his team. He is so open and he is starting to talk about his business to other people. It is no longer a secret. So I love that for him. So shout out to him for seeking and staying open to learn his business. I also wanted to shout you out, Director Carmen. Thank you so much for always being readily available. You are so resourceful in all aspects. I feel like I can come to you about everything. But while I'm at work, being that team player for me is crucial because that's what I was worried about. I was worried about, not having the time capacity, being that my job takes so much from me. And if I had somebody, that sense of urgency, getting somebody on right then and there before they lose interest was crucial. So you being there and being available for me, I can't thank you enough. Myself, I want to shout out as well because something small, y'all, but I got my business cards. I was going back and forth for the longest time, just trying to figure out, what my business thing was, just doing all the things. And I finally just hit the button, went on and submitted it, and I got it done, and they got sent to me, and they look beautiful. And then my last thing was being able to talk about my business in person. So I am one of those ones that just assume because I'm on social media a lot and not always consistently, I'm going to be honest, but just assume that people know exactly what it is that I'm doing. Now that I'm positioning myself, adding travel to my business, I realize that I have to be, I'm repositioning just when I thought I had clarity, I'm doing it again. So being able to talk about my business in public, especially with my family and things like that, and that was something I was so terrified to do because I'm just very intimidated with my family. That I have big shoes to fill with all the things that they've accomplished and all the things. So I definitely put myself I feel like I'm at the lower end of the totem pole when it comes to my family. But anyways, I
Hey,
did feel comfortable
Jacqueline, thanks
speaking
for
about it
joining
and the
us.
outcome to that. My older brother, he is heavily connected with all the youth sports and all the things as well. Forgetting that I have all the resources right at my fingertips, but nobody's just going to give me anything as far as them just plugging me. They got to know that I know that they are truly starting to see that my confidence is official and how they see that it could really get me out of the situation I'm complaining about, which is my time freedom. So my older brother was like, let me plug you with the volleyball coach that here in the valley, whatever, that has all these teams and that does all these traveling. I'm like, whoa. So my positioning right now is really to start focusing on what is that going to look like? If this floodgates open, I want to make sure that I have the team to back this up because this is not a one-man show. So I'm super nervous about it, but very excited, and it's really making me rethink my positioning as far as, okay, am I focused on building? Yes, because that's what I want to do, because I got to create my team, because I dang sure don't want to be the one booking all this travel myself. But I also am thinking about, if
Hi,
I am going to be
Bree.
these dedicated agents to these teams, what does that look like for me in my real life, being that I still have my job, and I'm asking to leave this job, and this could be an opportunity that gets me there. So I got to make sure that I'm positioning myself to be ready for that when it happens, because it could all happen at one time, and I got to be ready to fulfill all of those needs. So that's it. That's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. So hang on here if you guys can give us another couple minutes. We got Michelle, Tina, and then Joanne. And when you guys are chiming in, because we're on YouTube, say your name and what state you're calling in from.
I think we have Joanne
Oh,
next.
Joanne, I'm sorry. Yep, help me keep stay in order, Mike. Joanne, go right ahead.
Yes, quickly to say thank you to Michelle and to Carmen. A shout out to them for being so open. I'm just saying it for you guys to understand how collaboration is a new currency, like you were saying, because I'm not in, but I am already building my team and two branches, the U.S. and Canada. I'm building them now at the same time.
Yes, yes.
And a shout out to me too to being consistent with the group and show up every day as I can.
That's
Thank you so
right,
much for
Joanne.
having me.
Joanne, you have been so consistent, y'all. This is what real winner mindset. A planet is not even open in Canada yet, but Michelle and Joanne met in a Facebook group, and Michelle trusted my coaching. She trusted that we don't care if we don't know if Canada gonna open up this year, next year, whenever, but we are building community here. So do know that when Canada open, Joanne is gonna kill it. Y'all watch her. She's gonna be one of the first directors. She's been part of 4040. She can get access to the IMV. She is going to be ready. So Joanne, thank you so much for just your consistency and positioning yourself. This is the ultimate positioning. All right, who do we have next? We got Michelle or Tina.
I was gonna say yes. I definitely wanted to shout out Joanne for just trusting me and being consistent and doing the work now so that when she's ready, she's gonna fly. So I'm definitely thankful for that. And thank you, for Director Carmen, for stepping in as you always do and being the ultimate connector. I want to thank you for that. And I just want to thank the team that showed up. They're not on this morning, but they were there Saturday for the lock-in, and it just felt good to have so many business partners there with me, pushing with me, and for everyone who is pushing for me to get these last three over the hurdle. I know it's going to come, and I know you don't have to support me, so I do appreciate it. And I just wanted everybody to know that I'm not going to let you down no matter what has come up. You know, our family is going through a time right now. So I just wanted to thank you for your prayers and for the constant push. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Yes, continue to keep Michelle and her family, Director Denise, in your prayers. They've had a loss of their aunt, so we know that that's a hard time to navigate. Thank you, Michelle. Tina gonna give us our closing comments, and then we're gonna close out. Mike, I'm gonna give you the last comments to close out after Tina.
Okay, well, I'm Tina Garcia from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I just want to shout out. She's not on here, but my business partner Isadora Williams. She's the only one that's in the trenches with me to help build this business. I know we got to get new blood because it'd be nice to the one we have, but it's hard to try to build when you don't have anybody building with you. So I do appreciate her being in the trenches with me once again. And I do want to shout out Coach Carmen Ray for being a sideline partner to help me and my team build, along with Coach Denise, Director Denise Bills Russell, in her absence. If I didn't have my sideline partners in this business, I don't know where my business would be. I don't even know if I would be truly in this business. But thank God for collaboration. Thank God for sidelines. Thank God for businessmen and women who will lock arms with sideline partners, because a lot of people don't do that. They say they for the big team, but this team here truly is for the big team, and I appreciate that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Tina. We appreciate you. You are an incredible sideline partner. Your consistency, your positivity makes a huge difference. Thank you guys so much for participating in day 21 of 40 Days and 40 Nights. Mike has done a phenomenal job with positioning. So go ahead and close us out, Mike.
All right, it's been a pleasure being here. I want to do my shout out for Coach Carmen because I remember the first time we did one of these 4040s, and I remember all the back end conversations we had about, I love this so much, but I don't know why I'm doing it. It ain't doing nothing for me. But it was just a happy place for you. And the fact that so many people now that it's grown consistently, we see higher registration numbers every 4040. The fact that so many people are getting value and able to achieve some levels of success on their own with their team members, like all of that is because you pursued through the vision and the dream and you followed what you love. And you know, that's my whole thing. I want people to be put into a position where they can make a living doing the things that they love. And oftentimes on the front end, when we first start that, you don't see how it's going to happen and it's not possible, but it is possible. And anytime somebody's doing those things, you have to know that that's something that was gifted to you that requires requires you to nurture it, and you've been doing all the nurturing. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, and I wanted to say to everybody, continue to believe in yourself and continue to show up.
I love it. Thank you so much, Mike. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on day 22 of 40 Days and 40 Nights. Be well.
Have a good day. Recording stopped.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Alrighty, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Again, 40 Days and 40 Nights is a vision that I got maybe a year or so ago, about a year, and I started hosting this platform that anybody, people on my team, anybody that got a true entrepreneurial spirit and they want to be able to see what it looks like to earn income from the comfort of their home or the convenience of their phone in the travel space. This is our fourth session of 40 Days and 40 Nights, and I just want to give you guys a glimpse. Sometimes we just don't know what we don't know, but relationships are being built, connections are being made, and it is just such a blessing to have people like Michael DeMond, people like Director Denise that's locking arms with me. We have people from Canada, all around the country that's participating in 40 Days and 40 Nights. The company that we are part of is called Planet Marketing. It's a 9-year-old company. I've been with the company for 8 years. But here's what I know, because I'm a traditional business owner. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and it is important that we have a business in this climate that is low risk, small, there's no risk really, a small investment and something that everybody wants. And everybody pretty much wants travel, even if it's local travel. That's what this whole thing is about. And I love the ability to be able to be financially attached to people by helping them to see their dream inside of this dream. So that's what we're doing today. So I got one thing off my list. I got a chance to do 40/40, as well as I got a chance to go live. Did I do good, sister? That's what I'm talking about. That's multitasking and working smarter and not harder. So thank you guys so much for joining. And if you come back and you see the replay, do hashtag replay and consider subscribing, and please like the videos. We are working on our efforts to grow our subscribers, our watch hours, and the big goal is to become monetized one day like Gamma's World, who don't have one, but she got 2 channels that's monetized. Thank you, sister, for the push and encouraging me to keep going. Bye, Bree.